Yo, so this is a superpower that you as a man must develop. So there's this thing that very smart people or people who are just very good at thinking do. And it's called building mental models. A mental model is simply a simple representation that you create in your mind of how the world works so that you can easily understand it. An example would be supply and demand. It's these simple ways that you can just say like this happens, boom, it all makes sense. It just simplifies it. When there's so much extra data, you don't need to actually look at all of that data to come to a conclusion about what's likely to occur. So, this is why it's a superpower. By building mental models, you enable yourself to literally predict the future, to read people's behavior and read people's intentions, all kinds of stuff to a ridiculously accurate degree. So for me, right, ever since I was young, I always looked at people and I tried to predict what they would do. I tried to understand why they're doing what they're doing, and so on and so forth, right? I took a very active pursuit of understanding this, and what this required was I had to come up with the prediction and then I had to check it. So that's literally all you had to do to create a mental model. Literally just guess and check. Try to predict the future. Try to figure out what's going to happen. Like, try to be the person that knows everything and then actually go verify if you were right or not. If you keep doing this over and over again, eventually you'll start to notice patterns and you'll be able to actually simplify it down to a model. You'll be able to figure out, like, okay, like when these conditions are present, this is almost always what happens. And you'll never get it exact, but by doing this, it helps you a lot. And when you can narrow it down and it's almost always accurate, you can just trust on it. You can just trust in it. And people are going to look at you and be like, dang, man, like, how do you always know? How do you know what's going to happen? How do you know that this thing is coming? How do you know this person is going to do that? It's because you've already mapped out a model to where, like, for example, like, I know how to read people's, like, eye movements and stuff like that, right? It's very most people wouldn't know. So I can look at someone's eye movement and figure out things about them that no one else is aware of. And yeah, it looks like a superpower. And really all it is you just using your own brain to think, recognize patterns, and then build models out of them. So you absolutely want to do this. If you're not doing this, then you're just in a severe disadvantage. You're not really aware of what's going on, and you're just getting blindsided. Do this so that you can actually get the upper hand. Do this so that you know what to expect, and you're that person that people will be like, yo, he knows what he's talking about. He's got it figured out. All right. And that's it, man. Take a moment to actually like read about this, man. Take some time to learn about building mental models. Literally just guess and check. The requirement is that you just got to be confident in what you see and then be willing to say, all right, I was wrong, and just take it in. Just take all that in. Eventually you'll notice some crazy stuff. Um, that being said, man, in the description, in the description, you'll see my social media. Send me a direct message to join the Ignite Within men's group. You want to do it. I promise you. Yeah. Peace out.